Hey, I'm Solomon with ClickX. Today's marketing hack of the day, I want to touch on this concept called Kaizen. You may or may not have heard about it. It was made popular by Toyota. So it's about having this mindset of continuous improvement, right? I want to dive a little deeper into this concept, so let's get started.
Marketing hack of the day is brought to you by ClickX.
I want to talk about how Kaizen is relevant in online marketing. Obviously, marketing, there's a lot of moving parts, and what we really have to think about as marketers is how do we work on a structure where we can measure continuous improvement. So in order to test this whole entire theory, you have to first standardize. That means you have to come up with a process for a specific activity that is repeatable. So this could be your social media strategy in terms of how often you post. This could be your content strategy as to how many times you blog. This could be the number of keywords or the budget that you're going to have for your PPC campaign, right? You're going to test, we're going to spend $20,000 a month on paid media. That's the test that we're going to do, right? We're going to first come up with this process. We're going to standardize it. We have to consistently do it for 5 months or 6 months, whatever, and so that we can do this whole Kaizen methodology. Once you've done that, you want to measure. What do I mean by that? What I mean is you're going to examine whether the process is efficient, right? Using data. So you looked at doing this consistently, and you have to make sure that this is an efficient process. This is actually getting us the result that we want, right? If you don't measure it, there's no real way of seeing whether or not you're improving. So our software ClickX is all about measurement. Our software lets you measure the traffic that you're getting. It lets you measure where the traffic is coming from, how many leads you're getting, right? How many customers you're getting today from those leads. So you need something to measure, or else you're not really going to be able to improve, right? You're not going to have that concept of continuous improvement if you're not properly measuring. So our company wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for this concept of continuous improvement. We want to make sure that customers are improving their marketing and their business month over month. So this is pretty much ingrained into our organization. And once you have a system to measure it, then you have to really compare your measurement against your requirements. You have to say, all right, so here's how we did. How did we do compared to the previous month, right? How do we do previous to last year? How do we do year to date this year versus last year, right? Does this process save time? Are we getting any sort of return on it, right? Does it accomplish the desired goal that we're going for? In order to kind of fundamentally improve, you have to make sure that you standardize it, and you're going to measure it, and then you're going to compare it. And once you compare it, you're going to come up with some new findings, and then you're going to redo the entire thing again. So take the new findings and work off of that, right? You're going to take the new findings and say, okay, from here on out, so we are improving our budgets, we're going to improve our conversions because we know what's working and what's not, and from here on out, we're going to go for slightly better strategy, right? And then you're going to standardize that, then you're going to measure it, and then you're going to compare it again. So again, it's never ending. It's always improving upon itself. Let's talk about how this relates to your marketing strategy. So specifically, let's say you wanted to improve your paid media, so you're going to have to challenge, right? You're going to challenge yourself. So for the budget that you're spending, can you improve your conversions by 10%? So let's say you're getting 200 leads this month. Can you work on getting 220 leads, right? So that's what you're going for, and work on improving the process. Work on measuring it, right? Standardize it, measure it, and then you really have to compare it and say, okay, have we done what we're looking for, right? That would be the way to do it, and then understand what it takes to improve it by 10%. So let's talk about an SEO. How is that relevant? So maybe you have a content strategy of having 4 blogs written per month, and these 4 blogs are 500 words, right, per piece. Maybe you got to work on having much more long form content. Maybe you're going to write, 2,500 words per blog post, and try it by improving the length of the blog post and see whether or not that's going to improve your traffic from organic. In your social media strategy, you might be posting twice a day or 3 times. Maybe you got to do 14 times. I'm not saying this is better than the other. Is maybe you want to challenge the engagement rate that you're getting today and see how you can improve that, right? So you might actually do 5 times more than you're doing right now. Maybe you're going to only post your own content and not other people's content, but you really have to see what is it that you're going after, and the goal is to improve the engagement. The goal is to improve the quality of traffic that you get to your website. Whatever it is, you have to really challenge it. work on it, change the strategy, and measure it and compare it, and then you'll be able to say, okay, I got the recipe to improve what we're doing. So ultimately it comes down to improving your conversion rate on your website. Maybe that's where you have to use the Kaizen concept and say, I'm going to work on improving it by just 2%, right? If I can do that, it is going to make monumental differences in sales. It could be another $2 million for all I know. And what about improving the cost per lead, right? Improving the cost per conversion. These are metrics that you have to look at and say, hey, we're going to want to improve this by, we want to save $2 a click. That's going to get us $2,000 a day in ROI, and that comes out to maybe $20,000 in profit at the end of the month. So this mindset has to be ingrained in the entire organization, not just in marketing, but specifically in marketing. If you work in this mode, you're always going to have better ROI, right? You always are going to do better if you measure yourself and compare it against previous time frame, whatever it is, whether it's a month or a year or anything like that, and then work on improving it. I want to end with a quote from Maya Angelou. It goes like this: do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. What it means is you have to take all of your knowledge, right? All of your combined knowledge and implement the campaigns and see how it performs, and take the new knowledge and make what you know better. So long story short, if you can take this continuous improvement mindset, that's what's really going to give you the long-term ROI. Improving your day-to-day, your month-over-month, your year-over-year numbers is really going to be the way that you're going to improve your business exponentially in the next year and the years to come. All right, I hope you got some insights as to how you can use Kaizen in your marketing. Thank you for watching another edition of Marketing Hack of the Day.
Subscribe to ClickX.